Concert band play that one at the very beginning of this evening. Those of you that were here for the band portion as well, I thought, oh no, they stole our thunder. But really, you can't get too much of Toccata in fugue. It's just glorious. Now, next up, we have another composer from the classical era, a little earlier. This is Antonio Vivaldi, more subtle. Actually, I did not plan this one either. You already heard some Vivaldi. We heard Autumn earlier. But now this one is less directly connected to the season, but still a lovely piece. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoy this Sinfonia in C. Now, just to prove to you that being in Symphony Orchestra doesn't mean just playing music from a couple of centuries ago, we have a piece by Kirt, who is still alive. What a concept. This is called Waltz of the Wicked. It involves a couple of techniques that should be familiar to you who have been coming to these concerts for a while. We've got glissandos and sforzandos and extra heavy accents and all that kind of good stuff. We hope you enjoy this one. For those of you who are saying, well, wait a minute, I don't speak Italian. Glissando is simply a fancy word for slidey, uppy, downy stuff. So you'll enjoy. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, Waltz of the Wicked. This is not the final bow because we have the built-in encore. We have the good fortune of, this is like making lemonade out of lemons. There were not enough nights, open nights in the school year to have the band concert on a separate night from the orchestra concert. So we're having them back to back. And what that means is that we have a whole bunch of brass and percussion and woodwinds ready to play a full orchestra piece with us. And this is the bit where they scoop themselves on stage. Hint, hint. Hint, hint, hint. With the magic of stagecraft, the entire orchestra will scoot forward just a smidge. Scooch, scooch. The entire orchestra will scoot forward just a smidge. It's amazing how you don't even notice it happening. It's so silent. And the woodwinds and the brass and percussion will sneak on stage, cleverly disguised by wearing lots of black, and will set themselves up. Now, there are a number of spare music stands back there. You can bring chairs on, but stands are already here. Scooch forward. Back row of violas. Scooch, come close. Come. We're friendlies. Come on. Here we go. While that's happening, I should add one more thing. This, ladies and gentlemen, will be the last performance, knock on wood, the last performance where we are asked to just dress in a lot of black and add a splash of seasonal color. Because before the next concert, we are going to be having the performing arts ensemble fittings for our freshmen and new members of the group. And when you get to see us, we'll be wearing black and Ravens blue, and we'll look very, very sharp. Now, in the meantime, of course, tonight, we're wearing all black. And I have asked one special favor of my seniors. Usually, the seniors get away with wearing something a little extra and everybody else is wearing the standard outfit. But we've all been sort of dressing in black and wearing a little something extra. But I was talking with my students and I jokingly said, now, we're getting this concert together, we're gonna splash of color. And then I chuckled and said, I don't have enough crazy ties for you all to borrow them for the show. And then a senior said, you have enough for the seniors? And I said, I just might. So, just for a brief moment, could I have the seniors wearing ties? All seniors, please stand up. Seniors, there, hold the ties to it out. Principal first violin, too cool for a tie, and that's fine. Actually, wait, you're a junior, you're a senior. You're a senior. Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a seat back down. Hopefully I have vamped long enough. I'm going to turn around and see if the magic of stagecraft we have an ensemble yet. We're awfully close. This is also a unique experience for me because this half of the school year, we've had a three-way rotation. I am teaching one more class in the middle school. Ms. Jensen, Kirsten Jensen, is teaching one class here that her father used to teach, Mr. Dave Jensen. Mr. Dave Jensen is teaching one class here that I used to teach. It's been a three-way rotation. And he has been teaching concert orchestra. And on the days that I have been able to get here on time, because of weirdness at the middle school, he said, send your strings kids next door. We're all playing on the same night. Let's do a full orchestra piece. I'll rehearse them while you're not breaking any speeding limits getting to the high school. And I said, oh, thank you. And so not only is this the first time in God knows how long that I have not conducted the concert orchestra, but for this next piece, I will be an audience listening to the symphonic, the full Philharmonic orchestra as well. Kind of bizarre, but you know what? This is a good show. I don't mind sitting and listening. I'll be applauding as loud as anybody else. Let me see how things are going back here. How many more chairs? String players. We need more room back there. Are we good? All right. They'll work it out. Okay. Here you go. Mr. David Jensen.
Okay, when we rehearse this, it takes my entire lunch hour for me to set this up. And we're trying to do it in a matter of minutes. And it's not going to be pretty, but it's going to work. And so I want to tell you how this all came about. Earlier in the year, we had a opening in our music department for a strings/vocal music teacher, and the job didn't get filled right away, which meant our 6th grade orchestra, these are students that are literally opening their cases for the first time. They were being taught by substitute teachers that were not trained in music in any way, shape, or form. And you can imagine that was a mess. And So we were sitting at a football game one night, and we thought, wait a minute, why not do full orchestra? Because then that would free up Miss Jensen and Mr. Rose to be back at the middle school taking care of that 6th grade orchestra that needed teachers. And so this idea was born, and we actually chose this piece at a football game. We were listening to music on our phones and found one that we liked. So at any rate, the end result is that they were able to, in a sense, rescue the 6th grade violins, which are the 6th grade orchestra, which was needed so badly. And then in the meantime, we did make a hire. And that person is standing on the stage tonight, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome Royal Oak resident, Kimball graduate of the greatest university of all time, which of course is Central Michigan University, and one of my former students, and an incredible musician. The newest member to our Royal Oak Music Department is Mr. Doug Engle. Doug, will you stand up? Yeah. Not only is he a great teacher, but he is a heck of a trombone player. And I asked him if he would join us tonight, and he said yes. And so here we are. And based on the noise level becoming much quieter behind me, I'm wondering if we might be ready to go. Are we good? Okay. All right. So this is just a fun piece. I wish I could tell you we were doing some literature that's like really important and stuff like that, but it's not really. It's just a cool sounding piece. And I think Soon Lee might owe some royalties to composers of Pirates of the Caribbean, and she might owe John Williams a little money too. There's some pretty familiar sounds in here. But this is just a fun piece called Warrior Legacy, and it's going to be a great way to end our night. So thank you for being here. And hey, audience, give yourselves a round of applause. You've been a fantastic audience tonight. We really appreciate that. Yeah, these students work really hard, and to play for a attentive audience that is really receptive and gracious is really what this is all about. It's why we perform in October. It's too far to go to December. We need to hear that applause a little bit sooner. So thank you all for being here very much. And we're going to wrap up tonight's performance with the Warrior Legacy. Thank you so much. I'm going to ask, I need to do one thing. Everybody sit down. Mary Johnson, stand up. The solo was almost over before I figured out where she was sitting. I could hear it, but I couldn't find it. Yeah. Oh, and Esther Toy. Esther Toy, please stand. Of course. And Kate Stoffers on oboe. Beautiful. All right. That was so fun for me, and the cool thing is that Wind Ensemble and Symphony Band both meet 6th hour, and we have an opportunity to do more of this. I'm sure Mr. Rose has a couple pieces in mind, and this is really cool. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate it, and I have some wonderful news to you. I've made an executive decision. We're not moving a dang thing tonight. We're going to do it tomorrow. We're going to move this stuff tomorrow. So go home with your families and enjoy this wonderful night. Thank you, everybody. See you next time.